Hello and welcome back to Mind the Leaves. My name is Sam and today we get to propagate some jelly bean sedums that have gone a little bit wild. So we're going to be propagating these in two different methods. We'll take stem cuttings and we will also do some leaf propagation. If you're looking for a jelly bean sedum care guide, then check this video out right here. I have a full video on that. Alright, let's get to work.
Okay, to get started, I can see that because this guy has grown all the way around and is sort of laying in a horizontal manner, that he has all of these offshoots coming up. So these are absolutely ripe for the taking, so we'll be chopping those off of the main stem and propagating them, as well as taking off the tip at the end here. Just like that. And he already looks so cute. Now I'm going to be taking this cutting and I'm going to be sticking him directly into some dry soil, which I already have ready here. If you need any help with succulent soil mixes, definitely check out my video for that. Now before we just stick him directly into the soil, we're going to take off the lower leaves and expose the nodes of the plant. And nodes are basically just magical little areas where leaves and roots can shoot out of. So we're going to be exposing them and encouraging them to turn into roots. And don't throw your leaves away because you can use these for propagation. Now rather than just sticking him directly into the dry soil, I could set a bunch of cuttings aside for a few days and allow the wounds to callus over before potting them on. But because this plant loses leaves so easily when handled, I don't want to just lay the cuttings down. So I will pop them directly into the dry soil and then I won't water them for at least 4 days. And he is already looking super cute. We will continue to do this with all of these little offshoots. So this next one I'm going to be cutting directly off of this main stem here. And I'm actually going to just leave this little bit of extra stem on because I think it's just going to turn into more good roots. And it's not a bad idea to have a little stick handy to help you do this, just to move some of the soil out of your way so that you can easily stick your cutting in. Because remember, these plants are sensitive. Okay, so we have one little guy left on here, and I think I am actually going to cut him, but I'm going to leave some of the leaves at the bottom so that he can regrow from that, so that I can have even more jelly bean plants. There we go, one already done. How cute is that? The tips really give it a nice finished look. Now let's get started on this guy, but first, how cute is this little albino one? I'm going to be reusing the cute little kitty planter that it was originally in, so I've taken out all of the soil, given it a good clean, and we are now ready to go. We do have a few tips left, so I will definitely be taking those. Once again, pulling off the leaves and sticking him right into the soil. Now I'm completely out of tips, but I really want to fill this whole thing out. So I'm going to start taking sections from the stem. So you just need to find a spot that looks good, make sure you know which way is up and which end is down. Then remove the bottom leaves and just stick them right in. Another one done. And remember not to water for at least 4 days. We'll be keeping him in bright indirect light rather than full sun until we see some new growth. I'm gonna do this last one with all stem section cuttings using the same method as before. There we we go. I think that that finishes it off really, really nicely. And when it starts growing, I think this is gonna look fantastic. But of course, right now, it's just not gonna look as perfect as something done with just tips. With the rest of all this, we could certainly pot it all up, but we also have all of these leaves. And these leaves can also be propagated, and they can be propagated really, really easily. So what I like to do, especially because I'm a bit of a recycling nut, I have a lot of old sushi trays hanging around, and they come with clear plastic lids. So it's basically a perfect propagation tray. I cut holes in the lid, and then I fill the whole tray up with soil. I make sure that the soil is a little bit moist, and then I put all of the leaves directly onto the soil. Keep the soil moist but not soggy, and then over time you'll see little roots popping up, and then a little bit from there you'll see small little baby plants. Here's a propagation tray that I started a little while ago. And there they are. You can see they're actually doing quite well. They have roots coming off of them, and ooh, this one actually has a little baby coming off of it, which is so exciting. How cute is that? So I've probably had them in here for about a month, I'd say 3 weeks to a month, and they're already popping out little baby plantlets, so that's really exciting. Not all of the leaves are going to take, so it's best to have a lot of leaves in your propagation tray. But just imagine how many plants you could make from this many leaves.
So that's how I'm turning my jelly bean sedums into a lot more jelly bean sedums. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really hope that this video was helpful. And as always, take care of your plants and yourself.